Broadcasting from Silicon Valley, California, this is Conversations with Jennylyn.
Thank you for watching Conversations with Jennylyn. I have taken a break from television for a while, but I'm back. And tonight I have a fascinating 14-year-old to share with you. I am terribly impressed with his abilities to produce movies, and I'm sure you will be too after you've watched his movie, and we will leave the link for it on my show in the bottom where we put all of the information. So tonight my guest is Larz Kaluri, and the name of his photo production or his movie production company is Leknight Studio, and you can find him on YouTube. Lars, welcome.
Well, thank you, Jennylyn, and thank you everybody for tuning in and watching.
So your mom was on my television show a few times, and I'm inviting her to join us on a podcast that I am also producing right now. And one morning I woke up and she posted a link to your movie, and she said, "My son made this movie, please watch it." And I watched it, and I knew she didn't have old sons, so I couldn't believe that it was you who had done this. Tell me, where did you get the idea and what motivated you to do this movie?
All right. So what really motivated me to do this movie is that in the past I had like lots of sort of goofy horror sort of things, and I really got inspired by my friend in the UK. He really liked the Nutcracker, and I really wanted to make a sequel, and for him and the love of the character, and I wanted to do him justice by redeeming himself with those goofy horror qualities and just like, you know, being good. And yeah, I'm not going to spoil anything, but yeah, just want him to become a really good character.
So you did a fantastic job. Tell my viewers what you made this movie with.
So I made this movie with an RX10 Sony camera, and mid-production I got a tripod that really helped out, and then I also had a Nutcracker, which was the main character and the main character of the movie.
And you not only wrote the script, you shot all of the scenes yourself, you did all of the editing. So this entire production was done by you and you alone.
Yes, correct.
How long did it take you to do it?
So I started writing it in like, I think it was mid-November, and it just started out as a little idea at first. I didn't think it was going to happen. Like, usually I write all these scripts and I think, okay, these are just like things I'm never going to make, and like I'm just going to write them, and maybe in the future I might make them. So when I wrote this one, I was like, okay, I'm dedicated to make this one. It's almost Christmas. I'm really keen to make a movie this year. Why not make this one? And so I made it, and I'm happy with the results. And so what was the other question? Did you ask another question?
It's okay. I was asking you, what motivated it and when you started it.
Yeah. So and filming started around about mid-December, and I was so worried that I wouldn't get it done in time, actually, because usually I don't get these movies done in time and they're released like a day after, but like I'm so glad that it was released on the night on Christmas Eve in Australia.
This is awesome. So from your last comment, my impression is that you've done other movies. This is not the first.
Yeah, this is not the first. This is like I think the fifth one I've made so far down the track. So I made a couple other ones, like I'll name titles. So there's The Mask Outside, there's the Rise of the Nutcracker itself, that's the first one. I made another movie. So do you know the movie series Gremlins?
Yes, I know of
Yeah,
it.
so I made I made my version of the third movie of that, and I made another movie called The Nightmare, which was really good. I reckon I liked making that one, and now Gremlin. I'm sorry. Now Rise of the Nutcracker, Rise of the New Nutcracker.
And where can people find them? Are they all under your YouTube channel?
Yeah, they're all on the YouTube channel, and if you go into playlists, you'll see short films, trailers, and all that. Just go in there. It's all
Why
there.
don't you tell us the name of your YouTube channel again, just so people can hear it from you?
So it's Leknight Studios. That's Leknight Studios.
Well, you are 14 years old. When did you produce the first movie? Because you just turned 14, right? You just turned 14 like a week ago?
Yeah, I know, like in September.
Oh, you turned 14 in September. Okay. So how many movies did you produce before? I mean, what age were you when you produced the first movie?
I was 12.
Wow.
Yeah, and it started out pretty short, like at least 7 or 8 minutes in duration. Now I'm doing 21-minute movies, and I'm like, oh my god, this is new stuff. And like, hopefully we can bump it up, maybe to an hour, maybe someday.
Well, it's very impressive. I must tell you, I watched it and I thought, this is professional. I can't believe he's 14. Maybe his mom helped him, but I'm happy to hear you did it on your own.
Yeah, I mean, Mum had to help out a bit. Like, I'm not going to take all the credit. Mum did have to hold the camera in the mix of it, but you know, it was good.
I think it's wonderful when children have supportive parents. Parents who support whatever dreams their children have.
Yeah, definitely.
Because sometimes parents like to tell kids what they should do and who they should become. So when you have parents that let you become who you are, what does that feel like?
Oh, that feels excellent. In all honesty, I feel like I'm blessed with my parents, and they really support me in anything I want to do. Like, they'll say, Lars, if you want to do something, I'll help you in the way. Like, my mum and dad are very, very supportive, and my mum was very, very supportive during the making of this film. And my dad, he read the script over, and he actually helped me, like maybe cut out a few bits, or maybe say, oh, maybe that line's not good, maybe this one, maybe change the line to this. And I'm like, yeah, okay, that's all good. So I'm blessed to have the parents I have in my life, and I'm really glad that they're highly supportive and that they're the way they are.
So you live down under, as we say here in the US.
Yep.
You're in Australia.
Yep.
And I've never been to Australia. I've traveled quite a bit. And I've had a few opportunities to visit Australia. But the thought of sitting in an airplane for 22 plus hours, because I lived in San Francisco when these opportunities were available to me, I couldn't fathom. And I didn't know your mom. Because if I did, I may have gone there because I really love her.
Australia is a good country, and I like the vibe it gives off, and when it's hot, it's just hot.
Yes, it's interesting that you guys are hot now because we're freezing. I think we're like 17 below today. So to hear you saying it's hot, I'm a little envious. But tell me what life is like. I mean, we know what life is like in this part of the world. What's life like for a teenager? So anybody in the US, any young person in the US watching this segment can get an idea of what it's like to grow up in Australia.
Well, firstly, all the wonderful snacks you can get at the supermarket. My favorite out of all of them is what I nicknamed as a 4-year-old pink biscuits, which are also known as shapes, which are like equivalent of kind of like Doritos, I guess. I mean, we have Doritos here, but they're kind of like that. What else? It's hot when it gets summer. It's hot, and I'm pretty sure there's a hole in the ozone layer, so it gets hot when it's hot. And sometimes if you spray a hose on the concrete, it will steam. No joke, I've seen that before. Yeah, there's lots of wildlife here. Like, you go to like I remember when I'm back at my old house, usually you just go down the road and you see wallabies, which are like kind of like kangaroos. And you know, it's good, you know, it's a good environment, good, good slang, good, it's lovely. And it's an inclusive environment. We have lots of different cultures here. Like like you can go down the street and it could be an Asian shop, and then or like a Chinese restaurant, and then the next one could be an Indian restaurant, and you know it's very inclusive nature. We're all very welcoming into the country.
Do you attend a public school or are you in a private school?
So I don't know if it's reversed, but private schools are like I attend a private school, which are like um how do I put this, mom? How do I put this? Yeah, I just go to a private school. Yeah, which are like the big schools. So yeah, it's nice.
Okay, and so you find that in going to school, a lot of the kids that you attend school with have a similar type home environment as you do.
Yeah, yeah, they're definitely like very relaxed. We'll say.
Okay, yeah. So what do you enjoy the most? Which is your favorite subject in school?
Oh, definitely like English and all that. I love English. I enjoy science. Um I always like writing. Like ever since I started like filmmaking and like writing all these scripts, I really enjoyed like the feel of writing. Like I don't like sometimes I might write on paper, sometimes I might type on the computer, but usually it's typing on the computer. But I love typing stories and like making all these like plot twists. I love making backstories too. That really shined in the Rise of the New Nutcracker. And you know, all in all, just I love like English and that kind of subject.
So you clearly is would it be a stupid question if I asked you, is your goal then to become a movie producer?
Um, Definitely, but like I'll say this: earlier on in life, when I was like a bit younger, I usually like to act more. So, for a long time, we went down the path of acting, but now like I think like in mid 2020 lockdown, I discovered that I really like filmmaking as well. So I want to get into the sort of the, you know, the best of both worlds. Like I want to be a movie producer, director, writer, and all that kind of stuff. But I also want to be an actor at the same time, and I want to try and see how that works out.
I think it coexists because in my younger life, I was an actress. I was involved in lots of theaters, in Guyana where I grew up, and then in some of the Caribbean islands where I lived. So I think that if you like writing and production, it's not uncommon to like acting, because I feel like if you have experience with it all, it really makes you well-rounded for understanding the actor's role if you are producing something,
Yeah,
as well as you can even act in your own productions, and that would be so awesome.
which I do.
Right. So when you're in what, I don't understand your school structure now. Are you
Okay,
in
so
school?
currently we're on holidays at the moment, Christmas holidays, and I'm going into year 9, so grade 9.
What does that mean? High school?
Yeah, like so, yeah, real essentially high school. So, well, our school kind of runs a bit funny, but usually high school starts from year 7, grade 7, and then you go up to year 12.
Okay, and grade 7 is what age? Sorry. I'm
Grade
sorry.
7, so grade 7 to 12 is high school.
Yeah, but what age is a child?
Age. So age in year grade 7 is like 13.
Okay, so 13. Yeah, it's about the same, I think.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
pretty similar.
And so you're already in high school because you're 14,
Yeah, essentially, yeah.
essentially. And your goal is to just prepare yourself for movie production. That's going to be your focus in high school.
Yeah, but of course there's all these other requirements that I must meet.
Right. So does this mean that when you leave, when you graduate from high school, you have a college in mind already where you can go and further your productions?
At the moment, um, I haven't looked into uni and college at the moment, but I've heard like I've heard stuff. I haven't really researched that kind of thing yet. Um, because I'm more focused on the present. I find myself I'm more focused on now than in 4 years' time.
Right.
Honestly,
Yes.
but I would like to start not learning about it soon. I would appreciate it.
Yes. And you know, it's I'm asking you tough questions because I know literally at this age, you're not thinking about college yet. You're just getting into high school. But sometimes kids who are focused and driven as you are, sometimes they already have that backup plan. So that's why I asked you. What did you find the most challenging in producing the last movie?
So I think one of the most challenging parts of making this movie was definitely the variety of locations. So when I was writing the script, I was thinking, I want to showcase Melbourne a bit. I want to show. By the way, we live in the city of Melbourne. So I want to showcase this. I want to do this city justice. So I wanted to put a bunch of locations in, and I wanted to go all over the place. And now I understand that it might be tough, but we can do it, I reckon. So after painstakingly trying to get everything organized for this to go to every location, we did it in the end, and we succeeded. And I think the most challenging, one of the most challenging bits of it was keeping that attention span, because I have a little brother, right, and he's 9, and he gets impatient. He's like, Lars, what are you doing? Come on, can we just go home? And I want to take my time. And then mom's like, and then mom's like, oh, but Lars is taking his time. Just wait a minute. And then, usually we just get on the cusp of that, and then we go home and everyone's happy.
Because I did enjoy that in the movie, because I'm someone who's very curious about people and places.
Yeah.
And when you took us into the shopping mall, I'm like, oh, it's just like our shopping malls. I felt like I was in one of our shopping malls. But I loved that element of the movie. Apart from the message, which I thought was very powerful, one of the things that I did really enjoy was going to all the different places in Melbourne. So that was brilliant. Well thought out. Well done.
Thank you.
So this movie is finished now. What is in the future? What's the future production? You don't have to give us the details, but
I won't give you details, but I have been thinking of stuff. My mind has been conjuring up some stuff, and I'm thinking to myself, well, how am I going to do the next one? What can I do to make this really good? And I really want to make something good. It might take me a while because other commitments must be met, but hopefully I might make a movie next year. We'll see.
Well, make sure if you do, you make sure you send it to me.
Oh yeah, of course, 100%.
So I love your very I'm trying to make sure I use the correct adjective, and my feeling about you is your confidence. Your confidence and your determination. And for 14 years old, you clearly know what you're doing and where you're going. And their kids in their 20s still don't know what they want to do. So it's great that you know what you want to do and you're doing it.
Yeah, I want to start early.
Sorry, go ahead.
I want to start early, and I want to build upon that as it goes in the future.
So what message would you like to leave with a kid your age who has some type of an aspiration and are overwhelmed by the possibility of doing whatever they're dreaming? You are like me. I've dreamt many things and done them. It's like, I'm doing this, and I don't let anything stop me. I do it. If it fails, well, at least I tried. What is your message for someone in your age group who's looking at you going, oh, I want to do this? It may not be movie production. It may be something else, but it seems like it's not possible to do. What would you say to that person?
Well, to any 14-year-olds listening right now, I'd like to say this. Surround yourself with people who have similar interests. So I would highly recommend that. And also, with the interests you have, don't care about the world. Just don't care about what people might think, what people might perceive of you, because all that matters in the end is what you perceive of yourself. And self-care, well-being, all that. You need to just do it. You know, like Nike, just do it.
I love it. Like Nike, just do it.
Yeah.
That was such a great line, you know? We're almost out of time, but we can go on as long as you want to, but I don't want to stress you out by making this too long. What would you like to leave on this interview that I've not asked you? What do you think it's important that people know about you, about producing movies, anything at all that I may not have asked you? What would you like to leave with people watching this?
Well, people watching this, I'd like to leave you, I'd like to leave you with a message. So look, guys, if you, now I'm not probably gonna come off something I said very similar before, but look, if you are struggling in anything, if you're thinking to yourself, I can't do this. If you're thinking that you want to do something but you can't do it, you need to know that all things are possible, and you need to just believe in yourself, believe in that, in God or the universe or whatever power that is above you, and you need to say, look, I want to do this, please let me have the resources to surround me with, and all this kind of stuff. And one day it will come. One day it will. You know, sometimes I think to myself, man, I'm not going to be able to do this. I'm going to do this and it's not going to make any impact at all. I'm going to do this and I want to do it well. I don't want to do it like bad or anything. Like, I want to do this thing justice. I want to make something. I want to do something. I don't want to be like everybody else. I want to be something different, something new, something innovative. And so when I achieve that, I'm like, I'm glad. Thank you. Thank you. And I appreciate the motivation from everybody else saying, you know, good on you. And I appreciate the motivation from my inner being saying, go Lars, go. And so everybody out there, listen to that inner motivation. It's calling for you.
I love that. I love that very much, you know, because like you say, it starts within. And the courage has to come from within as well, because even though you have people who are helping you sometimes, if you don't believe in yourself, it really affects the outcome. So it's really good to have a really good, strong belief in yourself and your ability.
Oh yeah, definitely.
So before we wrap up, I want you once again to please tell people where they can find your movies so that they can check it out.
Okay, so everybody listening, so you go to YouTube, and you go to Leknight Studios, and you go into playlist, or you can go to my channel page and it's up there, Rise of the New Nutcracker. It's got me and a Nutcracker on it. Watch it. I think so far it's received well, as I can tell, Jennylyn, and I'm glad that it's received well. So if everybody else says it's a good movie, there's your answer for what you're going to have and the experience you're going to have. And it's a really magical experience, and it's a really good family Christmas movie. And thank you for having me on the show. Thank you, Jennylyn.
I am so grateful. I feel very privileged to have shared this time with the first 14-year-old future movie producer. I know that one day I'm going to be sitting in a movie theater with a bag of popcorn, watching one of your movies and telling my friends, I interviewed him on my show when he was 14, and I told him he was going to be a famous producer. And now here he is. We're watching his work. And I think that's brilliant.
Well, thank you. I appreciate it.
Keep up the good work. I'll be following you, and hopefully my viewers will also be following you. So guess what? The pressure is on. Get the next movie out. And thank you so much for watching Conversations with Jennylyn. When a conversation is all you need to be inspired. And if you are not inspired by this 14-year-old, you are asleep. Wake up and learn from Lars. And we will see you next time with another fascinating guest. Thank you.
Broadcasting from Silicon Valley, California, this is Conversations with Jennylyn.